Welcome back, my friend. And in today's skills video, we're going to be talking all about what we do to market our open house. Now, there's what most agents do, which is the bare minimum. And there's what I'm going to teach you in this program, which is going to help you not only get a significant amount of business, but also stand out as the go-to open house host in your area. The privilege of being called first is what I'm after, and excellence is absolutely part of the game plan. So let's jump into what we do as a team here at Open House Boise and what I'm expecting from you during this Agent Accelerator Plus program to stand out in your area. Okay, first and foremost, and I get this question all the time, what's the best time of day to host your event? Now, this is very location specific, guys, but I'll tell you about how I think about it here in the Boise area so that you can take that and relate it to where you are. But seasonally, it matters a lot out here when we pick that time because in the summer, it can be 106 degrees. And the hottest part of the day is in the late afternoon. And then in the winter, it can get dark really early out here and potentially be cold. The coldest part of the day is the morning. So as you're looking at that, I'm like, what I have arrived at is the best time of day to host an open house in my area is between noon and 2 p.m. on Saturday. And I personally don't work on Sundays. I encourage you to find a day during the week that you can protect as your own. And I've found that the rhythm of real estate makes Sunday a very convenient day to say, not working that day. But with that said, if you're getting started and you want to go hard all weekend, open houses on Sunday can be a great way to meet people and honestly can be a very productive day. I take the Chick-fil-A approach, which is that's the day I take off, whether you like it or not. So I go very hard on my Saturday open house. 2 hours doesn't sound like a ton of time, but if it's a flat open house, it's plenty long. And if it's a busy open house, it may be because you created a narrower time horizon for everybody to show up in. And definitely what we're after is more people in the house at the same time. So time of day matters. It may change where you are. You know, I've done early morning open houses 10 to 4 even. I've done extremely long time frames. I've done extremely short time frames. What I've arrived at in my area is noon to 2 p.m. on Saturdays is the sweet spot. Think about where you are and how that would relate. Okay. So we picked our time of day. Now it's very important that we get out there and hit the pavement and let everybody know that we've got the event coming up because that's one of the things I love about open houses. It becomes event promotion more than it becomes sales. And by being a good event promoter, you find business while you're out there promoting. So the first piece of this is digital marketing because I think it's extremely important to have a marketing campaign around your open house for the weekend. Because when you market your open house, you do two things. You find business while you're marketing, and also potentially you're driving more foot traffic to the listing, which is a good look for the listing agent you borrowed the listing from. And it puts a lot more opportunity in front of you. And really, guys, for me, the point is always a face-to-face contact because of body language, etc. So it's extremely important that we're marketing our open house in order to drive traffic to it. This program is a lot about our marketing system for an open house because we're using an open house to ground the week. But we're going to shoot a video on Wednesdays, and we'll talk about the schedule of this marketing later on. But video is the most interactive medium on the internet. So if you don't have a video play yet, it's time to start building your YouTube channel or wherever the hell else it is that kids are shooting video these days, your TikTok, your whatever it is. But video becomes a very important part about how real estates are moving into the future. And what I love about shooting a video walkthrough for the open house is I have predictable content on a weekly basis, which is often enough to keep a rhythm going online. So we're going to shoot a video walkthrough. We're going to take that video and we're going to blast it across social media, email, and whatever other channels you have. So the social media piece, I'm growing my presence on X. It's starting to have some traction. I've got about 900 subscribers on YouTube at the shooting of this video. That's starting to gain a little bit of traction. And as you build out this channel and you create a weekly rhythm around it, you now have value add content for your folks without having to sit there and write scripts and think heavily about what the content calendar is going to be. This is one piece of your content calendar that you can set like a watch, because every week you're going to be doing a walkthrough video. But with that, the social media piece, I don't care where you are, start with the channels that you already have established. I think a mistake a lot of agents make is they want to be everywhere all at once. I think if I could pick one, it's either YouTube or maybe LinkedIn, maybe X too, but it happens so quickly out here that take what I just said with a grain of salt. By the time you're watching this video, there may be something I've never even heard of before. But the fundamental principle is market to the people you already know first. And so if you're established on a social media channel, use that channel. If you're across multiple channels, blast off, guys. The more visible you can be, the better. And you're going to use this video that you shoot during the week here to give you predictable value add content across any channel that you use for marketing. And then the email piece, we use MailChimp for ours. And if you're not, things to keep in mind is if you're blasting from your CRM, you potentially are giving people the opportunity to turn you off because they can unsubscribe from any of your email outreach. What I like about choosing a marketing platform for your email is it's designed to blast email. And so if somebody turns off your marketing channel, you haven't lost access to their direct contact as a customer or potential customer. So when you are doing an email blast every week for your open house, and if you wanted to develop some multi-tiered, multiple email system around the open house, I'm all for that. But at least one email in my team goes out every week with a walkthrough video about an open house we're doing in the area. But keep that separate from your CRM. MailChimp up to a certain number of contacts is free, and it's also stupid simple to use. So just as a tech stack hack there, I'm in MailChimp. It does cost us money at this point because we have 4,000 plus people in our database that get mailed to on a weekly basis. And but separating them is the hack here. You do not want them in parallel to your CRM because potentially people can turn that channel off and then you'll lose access to them through that. If they turn you off in the marketing channel, you still can email them about relevant things that are not marketing, okay? And then saturation. I prefer a blast, like all social media, all email goes out on the same day or with some smart succession because I want people to see us. And if you send one thing this day, Wednesday I send this, and then I don't send anything again until the event is over, like you create the opportunity for people to filter you out. And also, you got to make noise to be heard in this arena. So personally, we blast everything on Friday because it's the day before the event. And people are not going to put you in their calendar. They just don't care enough about what you're doing to hear you about it on Thursday and arrive at the event on Saturday. And those people would have ended up, if they do see the email on Thursday and show up on Saturday, they were planning on being there anyway, or they're actively looking for a home and you're probably already in contact with them. So the saturation piece is, if you're going to blast across channels, I recommend doing it all on a schedule and all on one day. And if you have some smart calendar, prove me wrong on that. But saturation is what I'm after. Okay, second piece, direct marketing. So you've shot your video walkthrough, you've lined up all your social media posts to let everybody online know that you're present, active, and winning. Now it's about marketing the event in the neighborhood. And so I've had a huge amount of success door knocking. There are agents out there that will swear by it, and there's agents out there that will not touch it. I highly, highly recommend. And if you're part of the Agent Accelerator Plus program, the next couple of days are going to be about door knocking. So get ready for that. And also, if you're just watching this video through the skills section of the program, hey, enjoy this. If you want to lean in here, I've had agents on my team that stopped doing open houses and started exclusively door knocking. It can be a very valuable channel. But the door knock piece around the open house, it lets the neighbors know. It gives you a feel for the community. Sometimes you end up knowing more about the neighborhood and the listing than the actual listing agent because you've done the work of meeting the neighbors. And it helps quite a bit when I'm sitting in an open house and somebody walks through, and I could talk about the community, and I could talk about the people I've met, and I can tell a story about what's happened in the neighborhood, and I can have a real feel for how it is living in that space. It's sort of the secret sauce as a sales agent sitting in an open house. So you're out there door knocking, and I would highly recommend carrying some sort of a flyer and or business card. For those of you who know me, you know I'm not a business card guy, but in this particular instance, I think it's very important for two reasons. You've got a prop, which is something that makes people comfortable as you interact. And if somebody doesn't answer the door, you've got something to leave behind. What I'm going for there is a brand recognition moment. You hang the flyer on their door, you stick your business card in the door jamb. They see it. And if you're doing your work well, it is branded with your open house signs, and it has some mention of an open house in the neighborhood that weekend. And that allows people to, again, it's a saturation moment. They weren't at the door when you showed up, which would have been ideal, but that 'tis life. And so you left something there so that they would be aware that there's an open house going on in the weekend, on the weekend. And at our team, we use a QR code on our flyer, which allows us to print in mass and point the QR code towards the open house event, so that we're not printing per open house. Because every agent out there knows what I'm talking about when I say you print 250 things that you don't hand out and they end up in the garbage. Happens every time. So the smart system is a QR code. Doing an open house in your neighborhood, QR code for event details. And now you've made people aware that something happening. So when they see your signs or your balloons or whatever it is you do to make a visual splash on the weekend, it was in the back of their mind that there was an event happening anyway. Okay. So as you're doing that, track your data. When I say track your data, guys, it's like there are certain metrics while door knocking that I've decided are very important. First is the number of doors you knocked. That's important because we can control that. That's the one thing we can control here. When I'm knocking on doors, I want to know how many I hit. When I'm on my game, I've got my flyers. I'm doing probably at least 50 doors on an outing. You know, if you're new to the door knocking game, ease into it. It takes a little bit of stamina, but I'll count out 50 door knocking flyers, and I will go out with those 50 and I'll work until they're gone. Oh, and that allows me to track the metric of doors knocked. But then I want to keep track of doors that have opened, because it helps me understand my conversion rate. Hey, I knocked 100 doors, 30 doors opened. I had 18 positive conversations, and I got 3 leads. That is probably pretty close to what happens when you go outdoor knocking. 30% open rate. A decent percentage of those are positive conversations with some level of conversion. So when you're out there, what you track improves. And if you're not tracking any data, you're just putting your toe in the water. The best canvassing software that I've come across for this is Sales Rabbit, which I also think has a free version. So if you're going to get serious about the door knocking piece, which I would recommend, guys, it grows your spirit, it grows your skills, and it stacks your pipeline. So as you're out there working, lean into this angle. And while you're canvassing, highly consider using Sales Rabbit, which is an app for your phone. It overlays a visual map of the neighborhood with pins you can drop for flyer hung, door opened, and you have some control over what those pins are. So get out there, get dirty, get your knuckles a workout, and get some business. Okay. All right, guys. So the final piece, and I've been touching on it as I went through the presentation so far, it's our marketing schedule around the open house. If you're part of the Agent Accelerator Plus program, you know we're going for a predictable week. We're going for regular activities to create rhythm and momentum in our business. And this is the schedule we use around the open house marketing activity. On Monday, we're following up with contacts made from the previous week. So I was door knocking, I was circle prospecting, I was calling my database to let them know about the open house. I was hosting the event, so people were signing in. All of that stuff creates a list of contacts that I need to follow back up with. And if you're for my door knocking folks out there, I'll often write handwritten notes to doors that opened where I had a positive conversation, but wasn't actually able to get their information. You always have the address, right? So Monday, I'm doing the follow up. Notice I am not prospecting for an open house on Monday. I'm saving that activity for Tuesday. And the reason is over the weekend, houses are taking offers and they're considering them on Monday. So I don't want you to go find the perfect open house only to find out it's got multiple offers and it plans on selling that afternoon. So wait until Tuesday to start your open house prospecting activity, because the dust will have settled on Monday. Then you'll have a better chance of having a filtered opportunity to find the right home. Okay. So Tuesday, we're going to sit down, we're going to commit to an open house for the week. That's important because it sets the stage for us. Now we've got an open house and it's Tuesday. Wednesday, I get out there to visit the property, visit the neighborhood, shoot my video walkthrough and any other video content. Sometimes I'll highlight a park in the neighborhood. When I'm feeling crazy, I'll hire a photographer to shoot some drone footage of a really spectacular neighborhood. You know, there's ways to sweeten the YouTube angle or sweeten the video angle. But what's most important is that we're shooting a video walkthrough of the house, because I will often take the QR code of the flyer that I hand out on Thursday and Friday and point it towards my video walkthrough. So when I meet people, I say, hey, whether you can come to the event or not, if you scan this QR code with your phone, you'll get to see the inside of the house through a video walkthrough. So the video piece on Wednesday sets the stage for our digital marketing, which we're going to go out and start to prepare on Thursday. Every one of these days, you should be making contacts with your database. I want to make that clear. I am specifically describing the marketing activity around the open house here. Okay. So this isn't everything you're going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is everything you're going to do for the open house. Unless you want to get crazy, let's call this the bare minimum and you build your own list on top. Okay. But Thursday, we're preparing digital media and then we're getting out into the neighborhood. We were there on Wednesday shooting a video walkthrough. On Thursday, we're going to be out there knocking doors. And I've written down here 25 to 50 doors. My hungry young guns out there, knock as many doors as you can physically handle in a single outing and gain momentum, gain stamina. Okay. For those of you just getting started, it might make sense to do 25 doors your first outing, because it can feel aggressive and it's physical and there can be a lot of rejection. So as you build into it, ramping up makes sense. But if you got experience doing this and or you just want to go get it, I encourage you to knock as many doors as possible through Thursday and Friday. And on Friday, you're launching your digital media campaign and you're knocking the remainder doors for the week. I used to knock doors on Saturday before the event, but I found I kind of burnt out, and then I would use the event as a recuperation space rather than hit the event hosting piece hard. So I'd stay away from door knocking on Saturday, and then Saturday, you're hosting your event. So just to recap here, guys, on Monday, you're following up with contacts made. On Tuesday, you're prospecting for an open house. On Wednesday, you're shooting your video walkthrough and any other video content. On Thursday, you're preparing your digital media and direct marketing, and you're getting out into the neighborhood to knock 25 to 50 doors. On Friday, you're launching your digital media campaign and knocking 25 to 50 doors. And on Saturday, you're hosting the event. There's a video in this day's section, this module, that will be the script for when you're prospecting for an open house. Please study that. It's a great script and it will help you win here. And then as we move through the week here, I'll explain to you how video walkthroughs should be shot and how I've shot them in the past. And next, if you're part of the Agent Accelerator Plus program, that's Wednesday's skills video set. And if you're just digging around in the skills video section, please go check it out. How we shoot video walkthroughs has evolved as a team, and I think we've got it down to a right now science. So please check it out. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to the team. We're here for exactly that. See you in the next video.